Welcome to Learning with Wish. Git is a very popular version control system for software. We need Git for working with our node ecosystem that we're going to use throughout this specialization. So it is important for you to get Git onto your computer. So let's go through a few quick steps to set up Git on your computer, and then some quick commands to enable us to make use of Git in this specialization. I will not go into too much details about version control and how Git works, and so on. That is beyond the scope of this course. Instead, we'll just get some basic understanding of Git. Git is, as I said, a version control system. This is a software tool that enables us for the management of changes to source code and maintaining your version history. So as your source code evolves, you will be able to check in the code at different points of times so that you can always have a way of rolling back to a previous version, in case your updates to the code doesn't work correctly. There are various version control systems that are in use in the real world, including CVS, SVN, and Git being a very popular mechanism for version control these days. Where did Git originate? Git was designed by Linus Torvalds, the person behind the Linux operating system. Git was designed as a version control system and distributed version control system for use in Linux kernel development, and it has seen much deployment in the real world these days. That node ecosystem is very much tied into Git, and that is the reason why we need Git for this specialization. Let's now move on to a few hands-on exercises, where you will first set up Git. Then you will learn a few basic Git commands. And then also understand how you can set up an online repository in places like GitHub or Bitbucket for synchronizing your source code from your computer to the online repository. This is obviously not a comprehensive tutorial on the Git, but we'll learn just enough that of the commands that are necessary for use in this specialization. Let's now run through a few quick steps to set up Git on your computer. Way of setting up Git on a computer is to go to this site called gitsem.com. And then download the Git installation files from there. When you visit this website, git.scm.com, you will see on the right-hand side, here, a button for you to download the Git. If you want to, you can go directly to the downloads page here on the site. And then you will find the downloads for various platforms, and you can download the one for your specific installation. This is the easiest way of getting Git onto your computer. Setting up Git, depending on your platform. For example, if you install github desktop on your computer, it will automatically set up Git for you. If you are using a Mac and you set up Xcode, and especially the Xcode command line tools, that will also set up Git for you. On this site, gitscm.com, if you go to the documentation page, you will notice that there is a book here called Pro Git. You can just go on to the Getting Started link. You will see a specific chapter here on installing Git. So just go to this installing Git site, and there you have more details about how to install Git on your specific platform. So you can use any of the methods suggested here for installing Git on your platform. Details of how to do the setup. To get Git onto your computer, start up a command window or PowerShell if you're using a Windows machine, or start up a terminal window if you're using a Mac or Linux machine, and then at the prompt,